So now we're on step 3 of assembling a rigid side Beds by George bed. Here's where it differs a little bit between a standard side bed and a high side. The sample I have behind me at the moment is a high side bed. And so for that, we would do the back panel first. The back panel is literally what it sounds like. It's a large panel that goes on the back of the bed. It has 4 mounting bolts, and you simply set the back panel in place, line up your bolts, and drive those in. There's one additional step that you're going to want to do, and that's down here in the middle of the panel. There's a little block there that keeps that panel from flexing in and out. So I've already put the first 2 screws in, and then I've done the last one. Now we're going to go around to the other side of the bed and install the doors. So on a high side door, this is a little bit of a challenge, but not too bad if you're careful in the steps. So one of the things you want to do is you're going to go back to your drill with your 9/16 socket, and you're going to loosen just one of the corner posts on the front, enough that you can create about a 3/8 inch gap. If I push back on that post, I create about a 3/8 of an inch gap between the corner post and the side rail. That allows me enough space to pull that post back and pass the set pin past the post into the slide that's on the end. And if you're looking at your corner post, you're going to see there's white plastic pieces inside with holes in them, and those are what is going to catch the posts or the pegs on the door. We're going to demonstrate that for you right now. So normally you wouldn't stand inside the bed to do this. I'm just doing it for instructional purposes. Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to open that door up. There you go. Let that hang. Josh. So you take one end and you put it in that slot first. And then Josh is able to pull that corner post back and line it up with his peg. And then I can let the door just sit on the side rail, and you're going to want to throw the latches for safety. So those latches will help support the weight of the door. Now we can go ahead and install the bottom pins on the door, and then you'll have an operating door. All right, so now we're installing the bottom pins on the door. And you can see I take my rod and I push it through the hole on the outside, and it's going to come through. And then there is a plastic bushing that acts as a spacer. A lot of times needle nose make this a little easier, but I keep my hands out of the way. I push this through until it goes through the bushing, and then I just have to get the door lined up for the pin to go in the receiver on the door. Now the last step that you're going to want to do at this point is to go through with your drill, make sure all of the corner post bolts are snug. We're not trying to over tighten them and crush wood, but we want to make sure they're snug, especially the ones that you just loosened for the door installation. Once that's done, you've completed step 3 on the high side Beds by George rigid side bed.